The idea behind this project is to provide a solution that sends your GPS location to your entourage in case of emergency. So basically, you have a device with a one-click button to send a message in case of multiple emergency cases. So this can be physical assault, mental assault. For example, if you are lost in nature and if you have health issue, you can use this system to send information to your entourage. This could also be the case for contacting local fire station. Actually, the question might be, why use the blockchain to do so? Here we use the blockchain to create an anti-abuse system. Because, for example, you can have some people who can just press the button just for fun. So this is kind of annoying, especially for the firemen or your entourage. If some people come to rescue you for nothing, for no reason, this is kind of problematic. So to prevent this, actually you have to have like some amount of XTZ to send an alert. So with your device, you have a wallet that comes with it, and on your wallet you have to have some amount of XTZ to send a transaction. So this is actually secured by the blockchain, and when you send an alert, it will send it to the smart contract, and it will also lock your amount of XTZ that you sent. Regarding the amount of XTZ sent to the smart contract, it will actually be recovered to the user once he has been rescued. Next up, we can have a look at the electronics of the hardware. So the device is pretty simple and it is designed to be intuitive and low-key. So now we can have a look at the form factor of the device. Inside the module, you can find the MCU, the GPS, the network chip, and the battery cell. So now let's see how the whole system works. So if we go from the left side to the right side, we can start with the IoT device, which has some sensors and actuators connected to it. And actually in our case, it's going to be the GPS module, which will record the location of the user. Once this data is collected, it is then encrypted by the MCU. And here we are using the AES protocol to encrypt the data. So the plain text will be encrypted, and after that we'll get a cipher data. This data will be sent via different communication protocol. So depending on where you are geographically, it's going to be 6FOX, LoRa, or 5G. These are well-known communication protocol used by the IoT industry. Then this data will be collected by the IoT nodes, which will then decrypt the data with a key and then send it to the Tezos blockchain. To demonstrate the system, we'll create a really simple proof of concept with an Arduino as the IoT device. We'll use Bluetooth as the communication protocol, and we'll actually emulate the GPS sensor. So here in blue we have the Arduino, in green with the blinking LED we have the Bluetooth transceiver, and actually the USB cable is just used to power on the Arduino. It's not used for communication. Note that we don't have any GPS sensor. Actually the user location is hard-coded into the MCU. So right now let's have a look at the code. Here we have the schematics of the Arduino with the Bluetooth module, which is pretty simple to connect. And now we can have a look at the Arduino firmware. So as we said before, we don't have any GPS sensor at the moment. So what we've done is that we have hard-coded the user location. So if we take a look at the data string, we have 16 long characters text. So the first 12 characters are actually the user location with the latitude and longitude, and the last 4 characters are the device ID. Why a device ID? Because we don't really want to put the username into the firmware. We just want to identify the user with an ID. So we choose to have a 4 digits ID for the moment, just for simplicity. And here we have device ID number 1. And actually, once we have the GPS location, we have to encrypt the data. So here we are using the AES algorithm to encrypt the data with a key that we have defined above. So here we have the key that is used to encrypt the data. On the other side, the IoT node will have the same key to decrypt the data. So now that we are good on this side, let's have a look at the code of the IoT node. So here we have several things to set up. Basically, we have to set up our Bluetooth communication. We have also to set up our Tezos interface to communicate with the blockchain. And lastly, we have to set up our AES algorithm keys. Before going further, let's have a look at the definition of the smart contract. In our case, this is pretty simple. What we want to do is to record the user location. So here we define a device alert, which is a string of 16 characters. This represents the 16 characters that is outcoded inside the Arduino firmware, with X representing the latitude of the user, Y the longitude, and Z the device ID. So we can actually open up the Explorer and check the initial value of the storage. So here it is set to the default one. So right now we can have a look at the code of the IoT nodes, and what it does is pretty simple. First, it gets the cipher data from the IoT device, from the Bluetooth communication. It decrypts the data using the AES key. So once it has been decrypted, the data is converted to a plain text. And after that, we send this data to the blockchain. So now we can enable the IoT node. And here it will initiate the Bluetooth communication and get the cipher data from the IoT device. So as we said before, once you got the cipher data from the IoT device, you can then decrypt it and send it to the Tezos blockchain. So now we can go back to the SmartPi Explorer and check our transaction. Before, the initial storage was set up to the XYZ message, and we can now check if the change has been made. Alright, our transaction has been confirmed, and here we can see that the storage is set to the user location. This is good, but one thing we can do is to visualize the user location into a Google Map view. To do so, what we are going to do is to head over the Explorer interface on the TZKer platform. This is a really useful platform because it will read the data from the smart contract and display the user location onto the map. So once we have the user location, we can actually draw the routes from our current location to the user location. So now we can see where the user is, and we can actually visualize the area around the user. So that's pretty much it, and I feel like this solution can provide a really meaningful way to help people in different kind of situations, and this can be used in so many ways, so many emergency cases, and I feel like blockchain technology can really ease the way of managing people, so that we can have actually a record of the location of the people, an immutable record, and we can also use it to provide an anti-abuse system for security reasons. Now the question is what's next? So we use a pretty simple smart contract to create our proof of concept, but actually there is a second version of the smart contract which is in development, and this one is actually more effective. It actually can store the user amount. When I say the user amount, is the amount needed to send the alerts to the entourage or the fire station. And here we have implemented the function to unlock the user amount once it has been rescued. So this is a bit more advanced, and actually for the next version of the smart contracts we'll be able to handle more people, because currently for demonstration our smart contract is just able to record one person, and what we have to do next is to implement a map object that can handle multiple people. So thank you for having me today. Thank you for listening, and I hope that this project was interesting for you. And yeah, just contact me if you want more information.